Greetings, movie fans. Lieutenant Fish back with another review. I don't believe it's an exaggeration to term this next film as one of the most abstract or expressionistic feature films in my collection. I'm very happy to share the Quay Brothers' second feature film, The Piano Tuner of Earthquakes.
You will sing forever in my cage.
Which is the true forest, Mr. Fernandez? This one or that one?
Felisberto Fernandez, piano tuner of earthquakes.
I described elements of Tears for Sale as being dreamlike, but I believe this film, more than any other that I've seen, simulates the true experience of existing in someone else's dream. Quite honestly, in part because its more abstract nature, and what appears to me as somewhat more diffuse plot and story, listening to the Quay Brothers in their interviews and a Q&A session included on the DVD, I may have missed certain elements or plot points in my initial viewing. I'm not afraid to say it, my viewing for this review is not my first full viewing of the film, but when I did first pick it up, it did take me several attempts to make it through. Having a certain mindset or awareness going into it is crucial to the focus. Like any real dream, it's easy for the mind to wander during the languorous sequences. The plot of the film begins with an operatic recital overseen by the mysterious Dr. Draws, played by Gottfried John. It is the night before the marriage of the conductor, Adolfo Blin, played by Cesar Sarachu, and the singer Malvina, played by Amira Kassar. Malvina collapses, apparently in death, and her body is spirited away by Dr. Draws. At an undisclosed point in the future, the piano tuner Felisberto Fernandez, also played by Cesar Sarachu, arrives at the island asylum run by Dr. Draws with directions to tune, not pianos, but 7 unique automatons, prior to a special operatic performance the doctor has scheduled to coincide with an upcoming eclipse. Intrigued by this challenging assignment, Felisberto dives into his work, spurred on in part by the attentions of the facility's housekeeper Assumpta, played by Assumpta Serna, and a developing interest in a unique and apparently troubled woman he sees every day, sitting veiled facing the sea, unmoving and unspeaking. Will he be able to finish his mandated tasks in advance of the approaching deadline, or does the doctor have something else in mind? A draw of any project created by the Quay Brothers is the use and integration of stop-motion animation. In this case, we're speaking far less of the classical single-format style of, say, Aardman Animation and Leica Studios, and more along the unconventional mixed-media styles of Jan Schwenkmeyer. I do have one DVD collecting some of Schwenkmeyer's short films, but I've been disappointingly neglectful in not following up on more of his work when I read references to him over the years, as I have similarly failed to look up other projects by the Quay Brothers. Sadly, in the interviews included on this disc, we find that a significant amount of filmed animation was removed from the final cut of the film in order to achieve the 95-minute running time demanded by some of the financiers, and worse yet, none of that footage still exists, as it was digitally filmed and there was not enough hard drive space available for the backups. So a significant amount of work and creative design has been lost for good. It's telling that a filmmaker like Terry Gilliam served as executive producer on this movie, as it does mesh very well with his historical interests and cinematic themes. Reality is not necessarily that which we as viewers or characters recognize as the most physical or compelling experience. As you watch the movie, there are multiple periods where it is evident only after watching a complete scene that the viewer can discern whether they were witnessing a character's dream or the cinematic reality. We see reality and unreality merge as the film draws to a close, the erotic and emotional tension that has been building throughout the developing scenario, climaxing with a thematically horrifying result. Not a strictly gothic conclusion, but tragic nonetheless. The performances by all involved are excellent. Obviously, the actors and actresses had to adapt their performances to fit the dream motif, but all are appropriately human or lifelike as the scene warrants. The soundtrack itself is excellent. Due to some unfortunate circumstances, the original soundtrack was not able to be used, but going back to the library, the Quay Brothers found a most suitable alternative, and more knowledgeable viewers than myself may recognize it as having previously been used in Chris Marker's La Jetée film as well. My DVD in this case is the US release. It's a solid presentation, but appears to be missing the Dolby 5.1 mix present on the UK DVD. It's an atmospheric film, but I'm not sure whether I would have really noticed a full surround mix. The absence of such certainly didn't register. As I've noted earlier, there is an excellent, fairly lengthy interview that explores the themes and making of the film in great detail. Additionally, you get a Q&A from the Locarno Film Festival and a trailer. The DVD version is additionally available on Netflix for those interested in checking out this incredible film. On the whole, you wouldn't be losing out on anything if you decide to give this a Netflix rental, but it's very different from most of the other films I cover on this channel. Far more atmospheric, abstract, and experimental, as it were. Unless you're a big fan of that sort of film going in, I wouldn't recommend this as a blind buy. As always, if you like this sort of review, feel free to leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, etc. I do have a blog that I've been cross-posting to, but there's really nothing else there aside from the video links at this time. New reviews on Thursdays. Stay tuned, movie fans. Lieutenant Fish, out.